Assalamu alaikum, namaste, hotep, shalom alaikum, peace. This is Tracy Lene Muhammad on my way to teach a yoga class, and I wanted a few minutes of your very valuable time to talk to you about how worthy you are and how thinking that somebody is more worthy than you, we all come from source, whatever you call it, Allah, Jesus, Yahweh, Buddha, although Buddhists don't call, they know that Buddha is not, he's the enlightened one, but they know he's not the creator. Whatever religion or school of thought you process in your brain that helps you with your spirituality, you have to understand, or you have to believe, that there's nobody better than you, and you're not better than anybody. You may make better choices. You may be you may have been born in better conditions, but truthfully, the earth is this school. We're an earth school. So you may be at the top of the class, but that doesn't mean that the students below you can't get their grades up too. We all have promise. We all have hope. We all have the ability to access whatever it is we want in life. And here's the tricky part. You've got to want it more than you want to breathe. And I heard Eric, I cannot think of his last name right now. He's a motivational speaker. He's an amazing man. He used to play football, I believe. But he said, when you want it as much as you want to breathe, and he didn't originate it, it came from somebody else, but I'm giving credit to where I heard it from because it's not mine. But when you want success of whatever it is more than you want to breathe, that's when it will happen. Let me tell you why. Because self-preservation is the first law of life. So living is what you want most. So when you want what it is that you find in your mind more than you want to live, that's when it'll happen. That doesn't mean that you're doing reckless shit and you're willing to die for what it is you want. Now, there are causes certainly that you must be willing to give up your physical life for. For me, it would be any one of my 4 children. I would gladly lay down my life for any one of them. So that's mine. So that why, speaking about, just came to me. What is your why? So you want what you want. Why do you want it? And what are you willing to do to get it? And you've got to want it so bad, and you've got to go after it, and you have to let go of the fear of failure and understand that every time you fail, you're one step closer to success, one step closer to realizing your dream. If you give up, then you just give up, and either somebody else will actualize it, but it won't be you, baby. It won't be the way you would do it, because there's nobody like you. There's nobody that thinks like you. You are a very unique person. Your DNA, everything screams that it's just you. You are different. But different, oftentimes people are like, I'm different. I'm not like everybody else. That car just come right out in front of me. People don't value their lives. I know you're like, well, you on a video, but I'm watching the road, because I just saw that this Highlander decided that he was going to left turn into oncoming traffic, and I was so close to him, but I'm paying attention. That's why I'm not really looking over at you. But when the thoughts come, for me, if I don't either write it down or say it, sometimes the thought goes away, and it's because we're thinking so much during the day. Try to control those thoughts too. Try to think on things that are good and wholesome and true. And when you do that, usually what happens in your life is good and wholesome and true things come. And I say usually because just because you start to change a pattern doesn't mean that it automatically shows up fully. There'll be like hints of it. I talked about it yesterday in my video when it comes to planting a seed. When you plant the seed, you don't eat the fruit the day you plant the seed. But if you never plant the seed, you'll never eat the fruit. And you can go and steal somebody else's tree, but this is what I forgot to talk about yesterday, and it ties into line what I'm saying about how unique you are and how special you are. Vibration is everything. If you are a liar, you are vibrating on a low level. If you're adding to stories, you're just pulling yourself down. Don't do that. Just tell the truth. Just tell the truth. Tell the story as it was, without the whole fantastical add into it. Like if you got into a a disagreement with someone, don't be making up stuff that you know you didn't say. If you're 10-year-olds do that. But when you're older, just tell the truth. Actually, why are you talking about it again? Because that's gossip. Gossip is not a good thing. And gossip is anything that makes you feel like ugh when you're finished. That's gossip, and you do feel it. Now, some people are so used to gossiping that they don't even notice the ugh when they finish talking about it, and those people are toxic. And I'm not telling you to stay away from them, because everybody needs love, but perhaps you can be that bright spot in their day, and every time they start to talk about things that aren't healthy, you can bring something healthy in the conversation, not in judgment but in love. If we treat everybody with love and respect, the world would change immediately. And that would happen immediately, because that's one of those seeds that as soon as if we all did it, my God, it would just change everything. So I just wanted to tell you, you're special, you're unique, you're amazing, you're brilliant, you're kind, you're gentle, you're all those wonderful things. And if you're doing something that is not kind, amazing, or gentle, stop doing it, period. Just stop it. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad received a letter from somebody, and it was and it's funny, I love the story, because the person wrote like this 5-page dissertation about smoking, and basically they wanted to know how to quit smoking. So they go into all of this detail. I want to quit smoking, after telling all the messenger all of their business. They said, I want to quit smoking. So the messenger wrote back 3 words: just quit smoking. That's it. They said, how do I do it? And he wrote back, I think it said just stop, not just quit. Either way, it's the same: quit, stop. He just very point blankly stop doing it, period. He didn't say, oh, well, take a 12-step program. He said stop doing it. Now, with that, what I got out of it the first time I heard it was just put the goddamn cigarettes down. Just stop doing whatever you're doing that you're not supposed to be doing. Just stop it. Now, as I'm older and I understand that there's a process, the process is to put it down. But then how do you keep the cigarette down? What do you do to not want to smoke again? You address the reasons, all of the reasons in that letter that needs to be addressed. Why are you smoking in the first place? What is it about the nicotine that you need to dull something that happened in your past? Because usually that's what it is. Lots of people smoke because their parents smoke, so it's just a generational habit. I was fortunate. My mother smoked when I was a little girl, but my father, not only did he not allow her to smoke in the house, he didn't smoke. So he would tell us about how nasty cigarettes was, even though my mother was smoking. And then when I was about 10, my mother and my aunts all made a pact to quit smoking, and they all quit smoking. So I'm 51 in a few days, so that was over 40 years ago that they quit smoking, and they've not returned to smoking ever. So that's great. Not one of them, they never returned to smoking. So it's a testament. They just quit smoking. They made a pact and they all quit smoking. I don't know how difficult it was. Now, I asked my mom before how difficult it was, and she said it wasn't, because she just decided she didn't want to smoke anymore. She made up her mind, and a made up mind is what is key to anything. And even when we're doing things we have no business doing, it's because we've made up our mind that it's okay to do it. But we're gonna find the consequences to that, because you don't get away with anything. I don't care how much you think you're getting away with stuff, you're not getting away with it. I was waving to one of my neighbors. So I'm headed to teach, but I forgot something at home, so I had to veer off. Luckily for me, my studio, the studio I teach at, is in the same area where I live. I could walk there. It's only 3 miles, but I'm driving because it's hot. Anywho, today is going to be spectacular. You know why? Because you're in it. Assalamu alaikum, namaste, hotep, shalom alaikum. Peace out to Brooklyn and everywhere else.